Okay, so the next step in the process is germinating the seeds. So in this case, we're using hybrid seeds. Now, what is a hybrid? It has properties of both a sativa and an indica. Sativa is supposed to be more like a coffee, more like a social kind of experience. The plants themselves, they grow taller, they grow towards the light, and they can end up kind of blocking each other. So the yields can be a little bit lower than with indica. Indica is described as, well, one of the grow manuals, for example, describes it as like drinking a glass of wine. It's, I don't know, debatable. So to begin the germination process, you put the seeds in sort of two sheets of paper towel there, and you moisten the paper towel. This is after you put the seeds in water for about 14 hours. So I've done that, and now what we're going to do is just put them inside this paper towel for about 2 to 7 days, waiting for them to crack, waiting for a taproot to emerge. So in this case, these are my last two seeds that didn't seem to develop their taproot. Now one of them I manually cracked, and it gave a nice satisfying, yeah, there we go, you can kind of see this, you can see where I cracked it. And one final point about the process once you've got it in, once you've got these seeds in the paper towel, is you want to keep them in a warm, dark place with a decent amount of airflow. So not a closet, but I found that to be a bit challenging. Keeping the heat level constant. My apartment has hot spots and cold spots, so I had to constantly keep an eye on it. Also, the paper towel can very quickly dry out. It's another bit of a challenging aspect of the whole thing, but nonetheless, at least we got 3 of the 5 so far. Okay, so we're ready to start transplanting. 3 of the 5 seeds have cracked so far, so I'll show you what that looks like. We see little roots coming out of this one, and this one. This one doesn't look so good right now. I let the paper towel get a little bit too dry, I think. So we're going to leave the other 2. What you can do also is if they're not cracking and you're getting impatient with it, then apparently you can actually peel off the seed a little bit to help it crack. I'll do that with those other 2 in a couple days if that's necessary. But for now, the procedure, we take these little pots, the transplanting pots, and we fill it with soil. We're not going to use the fertilizer yet. We're going to use we'll mix the fertilizer in with the larger with these larger grow bags when it comes time to do that. But for now, we're just going to use the potting soil. We fill these little pots with soil. Then we make a little divot about 1 centimeter deep in each of the pots. Then we take the seeds that have cracked, and we put them with the tap root facing up. So that thing, what we want is for that's going to become the sprout. So it's going to be a little bit hard to see them. We want that to be up. So let's see if we can see that at all there. And then we're going to cover it with soil. Cover that one with soil. And the third one. Then we're going to lightly moisture it. I'm going to put the water bottle. Not so it's soaking wet, but enough. Then we'll close this back up, let these continue to try to crack on their own. And then we're going to take the grow dome to keep the humidity up, and we're going to put it on like this. And the next step is to get it in the grow box and turn the lights on. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, so we're ready to put the seedlings, or the humidity dome with the cracked seeds in it, into the grow box. And what we need to do now is set the timer. So the first problem I had was as I was putting the humidity dome into the grow box, I spilled everything, so I had to find the seedlings, replant them. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. But to set the timer, we're going to turn this thing on. We are going to press the R for reset. Then we are going to set the day. We're going to press program. Then we're going to set the day to, today is Sunday. We're going to set the hour. It is 8:23 in the evening. Then we're going to hit program, and we're going to say on 9 a.m. Then we're going to hit program off 3 a.m. And then we're going to hit program 2 is for the flowering stage, and that is 12 on, 12 off. So we'll do okay, we'll just do that then. So I don't know how clearly that was showing up. Hopefully it was clear enough. Okay, so that's the next step complete. Not quite. Now we actually need to turn these two things on, the fans. And now we're just going to set it, I guess. Leave it. I also wanted to make a point about setting this up where this thing called the louver, it's not quite set up when you get the grow box. So you have to take one of these metal clamps, and you just have to take some weather stripping, which is provided, and then you sort of surround this thing with the weather stripping, put the metal clamp on, clamp it down. Now, this, we can see from the dome here that it's keeping the humidity in quite nice. It's been going for most of the evening. It did in fact stop at 3 a.m. and then started up again at 9 a.m. just as I was hoping with the programming. And yeah, so we're gonna keep waiting for this to develop little sprouts there. A further point about the fertilizer. We're not going to want to add fertilizer for about 2 to 3 weeks to this soil. Apparently it's just too much for them that early on. Okay.